taste that dazi first, and I can say that it will be my first time to ever have dazi.
Bây giờ mời các bạn theo chân anh Mạc Nguyên để khám phá ẩm thực của Bhutan nhé.
In Bangkok, Thailand. It's about 4:15 right now. Had a pretty short sleep last night, but I am energized right now because we are.
Bây giờ anh đang ở từ Thái Lan, anh bay qua bên Bhutan.
Somewhere just before we arrived, we decided to check our ticket, and we made the mistake that we went to the wrong airport, which is basically on the opposite side of Bangkok. So it is a good thing that it's still early in the morning. We're in the same taxi. Now we're on our way to
Anh đi sai phi trường.
I guess GIệnh and I have been so busy the last couple of days that
chắc anh quay trở lại để anh đi cho nó đúng chỗ.
That we were going to Mường, and neither of us actually even checked our ticket. So we are on the right course now. Luckily, that mistake only cost us about 30 minutes, and I'm glad that we are catching the early morning flight, because if that would have happened during rush hour, it might have been a nightmare trying to get to this airport. We got all checked into our flight. That went very smoothly, and we have even some time to spare, so everything worked out in the end. We are flying with Druk Air, and we are on our way to Bhutan. We are taking this trip with a company called My Bhutan, which is a portal for arranging and booking and planning anyone's trip to Bhutan. And so it's a real honor to be invited to go to Bhutan, and GIệnh and I are going to do our best to share everything in video. But here's something that is really funny. We are flying business class on Druk Air, and I think this is definitely the first business class flight I've ever bought. But the funny thing is that when we bought our tickets a couple days ago, the flight was full.
Cái giá đó là cái giá của thương mại đó nha. Cái kia là business class, cái loại cao hơn cái loại economy á.
And book a flight in the next couple days when there was a free flight, but they did have business class seats.
Anh có tiền này nên đi cái sang không à?
Interested in checking the prices, but then I just decided to check it, and the flight was I think it was only about $30 or $40 more expensive than the normal class ticket.
Một năm anh có thể kiếm được vài triệu đô la đó.
That's why we are in the lounge
vừa
right
cái
now.
gì của cái YouTube này, vừa có cái nhà hàng ở bên đó nữa, làm ăn đồ này kia ghê lắm. Bây anh này giàu lắm mà anh ở Thái Lan nữa, trời ơi thôi. Tiền để đâu cho hết.
Oh, there's cheese inside of that. We actually have to fly through Calcutta, and so we're going to stop just for a quick layover. I think we're not even going to get out of the plane, and then on to Paro in Bhutan. I got a nice little nap in before we took off, and now it is time for breakfast, so I'm awake. I just got a cup of, this is tomato juice, and I kind of really like it now, but I've grown to like it, but the only time I ever drink it is in airplanes. Yeah, it's kind of like drinking spaghetti sauce. I had to get the beef stroganoff for breakfast. Let me try to take a little bit of potatoes with a piece of the beef stroganoff.
Cái này chắc món ăn ở trên máy bay đó.
Beef for breakfast is a great idea.
Đúng rồi, ở trên máy bay mà.
We just landed in Calcutta, and unfortunately, as much as I would like this to be an eating stop where I
bây giờ nó đáp xuống phi trường rồi.
We are just going to wait in the plane for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we are taking off again to Paro.
Hình như là giờ nó đang quá cảnh ở chỗ nào á. Chắc quá cảnh ở bên Trung Quốc mà.
That was one of the most spectacular commercial jet landings that I've ever taken. We flew through the mountains into a valley, and I didn't even know there was going to be where there was going to be a runway.
Tới rồi, tới Bhutan rồi.
That was beautiful. Just got through immigration and customs. We grabbed our bag.
Bây giờ đi ra lấy vali, lấy đồ nè.
The air is fresh here, and I'm thrilled to be here. Actually, this is one of the most enchanting countries, and I really had only dreamed about visiting Bhutan previously.
Cái đất nước này tội nghiệp lắm. Nó có 47.000 km vuông thôi. Còn dân số thì nó có 670 mấy ngàn dân. Trời ơi, nó nhỏ xíu, chưa được 1 triệu dân nữa. Thu nhập nó cũng như Việt Nam vậy đó, chứ không có hơn gì đâu. Nó ở cái vùng núi non mà sát gần với Tây Tạng với Nepal á.
The drive took about an hour, I think, and we
Đất
arrived
nước này là
into
thuần Phật
Thimphu
giáo
City,
nha.
which is the capital
Bây
city
giờ
and the
thấy
biggest city
toàn
in
là
Bhutan,
thầy sư không à.
but it still has a very small feel to it, and it's not too big, but very relaxed. And then we drove to, this is a house that My Bhutan owns, so
Đất
this is where
nước
we're
này
going
là
to be
còn
staying when
vua
we're
đó.
in Thimphu. And Ying
Mà
and I
người ta
chose
là
this
cho đây là một
room.
trong những đất
It
nước
is a
mà hạnh
huge
phúc
room, and this is like a
nhất của
old
cái vùng.
Bhutan house. Kind of definitely has a very log cabin feel to it. We left the house and we are walking.
Không biết cái thằng đầu bự đỏ đó nó có lấn chiếm gì của người ta không đây. Nó ở gần mấy cái khu đó cũng hơi ớn.
Okay, we made it to the farmers market. Walked through a bunch of Thimphu.
Thấy cái dân tộc ở đây nó giống dân tộc Tây Tạng vậy, thấy không? Trái cây đồ này kia, rau quả, rau củ đồ thấy cũng dồi dào quá ha.
We are now walking around the top section of the local market. I'm enjoying seeing these ingredients. I think a lot of the families come here from their farms or from their villages all over Bhutan to sell the ingredients. And so things are fresh, and I'm loving the
này là đồ ở dưới nông trại người ta đem lên để bán nè.
And I think these are bags of Sichuan pepper, one of my favorite things in the entire world as well. There are some really cool ingredients at this market, some things I've never seen before. Check out these things right here. They look like limes from the outside.
Trái này trái gì ngộ quá ha.
It is walnut season right now in Bhutan. So they're little bags of walnuts, and walnuts are calling my name right now.
Cái trái ốc chó hả? $1 đồng mấy một đồng chưa tới $2 bạc, $1.50 à?
Showed me an awesome way to crack open the walnuts by using 2 of them and just kind of squishing them together until they crack. Oh, those so buttery and so fresh, and they almost have a honey sweetness to them. Take 2.
Tươi quá trời mà không ngon thôi được.
Okay, and then one opens up.
Đi qua mấy cái xứ này thì rất là ngon.
I could literally snack
ăn
on
nó
this
rẻ
all
dữ
day
lắm. Tại dân người ta nghèo mà dân chúng nó thật thà ghê lắm.
This restaurant is called Called-In Restaurant, and the menu here, the menu is written on the top of the booklet, and then you write down your order on the pad. I love everything about this restaurant already. You come inside, it is very home feeling, and it is someone's home. And
Anh thích cái nhà hàng này, nó giống như ở nhà của mình vậy.
I'm also loving these benches, which are very comfortable and very warm, covered in like wool blankets. I'm starting off with a suja, which is a
cái này là trà nha, trà với bơ.
In China, but I think it was a little different.
Trà bơ.
And I can, yeah, you can smell the tea
Cái ẩm thực cái này nó giống như là người Tây Tạng á. Trà nó bỏ bơ vô trong á.
It's a little bit salty, and you can taste a little bit of the oiliness of it, and it also has almost a charcoaly, like smoky flavor to it.
Bây giờ anh đang cái gì đây? Thấy như là có cái miếng gà đó.
Some kind of a yogurty drink, and I love how it's in this
cái
bottle.
đó là sữa với bơ.
And I'm just going to sample a little bit of this, pour it into a cup.
Sữa bơ.
Actually, it's kind of, or it might be like buttery milk. It's not that thick. It's almost maybe just a little bit thicker than normal milk. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I think that tastes like buttermilk. It is slightly sour and just a little bit thicker than normal
Cái
milk.
cơm ngộ quá ha.
Good. That's pork.
Có cái anh bạn Mỹ nào đi với anh nữa đó.
All of the food has just arrived. It all looks amazing, and we're hungry. So sitting down with Matt to devour a meal. This is all really typical Bhutanese food. Yes, this is called shamudatsi, and it's with mushrooms and cheese and chili. And it almost looks like a buttery casserole. So I'm gonna add some of this to my rice. Oh, get some of those. Oh, it's like oh no. Too much of it slid out.
Cái gạo này giống như gạo lứt hay sao ha? Nó đỏ đỏ.
That almost looks like a lasagna. And then this one, butter egg fry. Looks like scrambled eggs with chilies in it.
Cái này là trứng dê bơ
It's like
nha.
thicker. It's like gooier. Another cheese casserole, but with the long beans. Okay, with long beans in it. Put that over here. This one is another datsi, another cheese gravy sauce, but made with spinach.
Nó nhiều thứ kêu là
chilies and spinach.
nhiều thứ phụ
This
tùng
one
ha.
is pork ribs, and you can see those. It's cooked with a lot of chili and.
Còn cái này là cái sườn heo nha.
One of these bones to my bowl or my plate, and then this is the dry
Ngon à,
meat.
thấy đồ ăn có vẻ
Dry
ngon đó.
meat. Looks like,
có
looks
bò
like beef
nữa.
jerky. Put that on there. And then I think the final dish we have is tripe, stomach, and again fried with the dry chilies. And there is some green onions and I love how they just have
cái
like
món bò
chili
nha.
stem included in these dishes.
Hình như là có con cá nữa.
And put that right as the centerpiece. Yeah, this food looks so good. I think I might have to take off my jacket in anticipation for it. And the food sweats that might come along with eating such a meal like this. I gotta taste that datsi first, and I can say that it will be my first time to ever have datsi. That tastes like chili cheese dip, but with rice and with mushrooms in it.
Cái này là cá mà không biết cá chín hay cá sống mà nó trộn trong cái đó.
And next is, I think this bite includes a mix of both the spinach datsi and the long bean datsi, which looks good to me. That's so good as well. Actually, the flavor is very similar to the mushroom one, just with a different base ingredient. Okay, I'm going in for that piece of tripe, and I may as well have that entire chili.
Cái này là bò nó xào với ớt á.
Oh, what I immediately tasted in there is the citron
có
pepper,
con cá nữa chứ, cá mòi nữa hả?
citrusy component to it, and then that dry chili. It looks spicier.
Cá mòi với lại ớt khô.
More spicy than it is. It's not too spicy, but a good spicy. And again, it has that dry chili flavor to it. Okay, the scrambled eggs.
Cái dĩa này nó thập cẩm quá, nó nhiều thứ quá.
Just like very, very cheesy.
Nên lấy từng thứ ăn nó dễ hơn, nó đổ cho cả đống lên trên đó.
They do have more chili.
Đó, một đống nó cho anh ăn cho anh biết.
So let me add a scoop of
Anh này ăn ớt ghê gớm lắm.
Sprinkle. Oh man. Okay. Bhutan is awesome. And all those scrambled eggs.
Anh này anh ăn ớt còn hơn mấy con cưỡng luôn.
That was my first ever Bhutanese food meal, and that was excellent, man. Thank you so much. Everything was really good, and what I love is that almost everything is cooked with those dried chilies, which not only the heat, but the flavor of those smoky, the smoky dried chilies is
$14
a delicious
70.
flavor.
Thôi cũng
I
được
am
đi.
full. That is definitely not a light meal.
Cũng rẻ chứ
That is
không
some
mắc.
heavy food.
Cái xứ này người ta cũng nghèo.
I'm feeling fantastic after that. That was my first meal in Bhutan and my first Bhutanese meal. and I was actually impressed by
Đây là
how
cái bữa ăn đầu
delicious that
tiên của
food
ảnh
was.
ở
Really
Bhutan á.
good. Loved the chilies. Loved the flavors. I think we are going to be eating well during our trip to Bhutan. What is your name? What is your name?
Very good. My name is Kermadiki. My name is Kermadiki. So not Jiangchen. And like this also.
Whoa!
Now it's too big. Hold on.
Okay, I'll do once.
She's just going to school us on
You
opening
do once, I'll do once.
the walnuts. We were just walking and we cut through a compound and met some kids. They were really friendly, really nice kids. They can speak English. We are now walking down the main kind of business street in Thimphu, and still very quiet and very nice. And it is starting to get cold though. The sun
Anh đang
has
đang ở thành phố
dropped a bit,
Thimphu,
and so I can really
tức
feel
là
the cold weather coming up.
cái thủ đô
Luckily,
của
I hope this
Bhutan,
jacket
thành phố lớn nhất.
will be warm enough. A quick interesting fact about Bhutan that Matt just shared with me. There are no traffic
đất
lights
nước này
in
tội
all of
nghiệp lắm.
Bhutan. And right behind
Có
me,
cái thành phố này thôi chứ không có thành phố nào
right
nữa
here
hết.
in that little
Cũng xe hơi
circular
đồ này kia, coi
like
cũng được quá ha.
carousel in the middle of that intersection is I think he's a policeman directing traffic, and he is the only traffic director
Coi
in
cảnh
all
sát
of
nó đứng
Bhutan.
ngay giữa ngã tư, nó hướng dẫn xe, thấy không? Không có đèn xanh đèn đỏ luôn.
We just arrived at Memorial Chorten, which is to honor His Majesty, the third king of Bhutan, and it is really busy this evening. Lots of people are doing circumferences around the memorial, and we have joined in.
Ở
And
đây
we're
có
gonna
cái
do
đàn
three
kỷ niệm
circles
gì ở đây là
around
người
as
ta
well.
tới đây người ta thăm viếng nè. Cái tập quán ở đây, đạo Phật ở đây giống y như bên Tây Tạng nè. Cũng có mấy cái dòng mà luân hồi đó, nó quay trong mấy cái chùa đó.
And really nice, pleasant little city or town, and we're gonna hang out for a bit, and then we're gonna go have dinner. This restaurant is called New Grand, and it's on the second floor. It's kind of down an alley, and then you follow the staircase up, and immediately you can just smell the aroma of spices coming out of the door. This is an Indian
Dạ, anh
restaurant.
đi
It's a
vô một cái
vegetarian
nhà hàng
restaurant,
này ăn nữa
and we
nha.
just ordered up a bunch of dishes. I
coi
usually
ăn cái gì
don't
đây?
drink soda, but on the menu here, they have a masala Pepsi. We have to order one and try it. It is a Pepsi.
Cái nhà
It's
hàng này
served
văn
in a
minh
beer
quá ha,
mug,
toàn là tiếng Anh
and
không
there
nha.
are a lot of floaties on the inside, and it almost has like an egg.
Hình như cái anh Tây này á là không phải là cái chủ nhà hàng hồi nãy. Không biết chắc ảnh quen biết sao á, rồi bây giờ anh này đi với ảnh nè.
It almost has, yeah, it actually has an eggy flavor to it. It's like syrupy. The Pepsi has lost
Anh này có vẻ là
its
thuộc
fizz
địa,
because the
thổ địa ở đây đó.
masala and like eggs mixed into the Pepsi. Seriously, I have to say that is not my favorite. That is very interesting though, and it's not. It's I believe the ammonia-y flavor, the eggy flavor, is coming from the salt, which is mixed in, so it is very salty as well. Plate of chili paneer. Paneer is the cheese, and then there are onions in here. There is cilantro. There
Cái
are
này
tomatoes,
là
and
không biết có thịt
this
không,
is a
thấy có cái
delicious
cục
dish.
gì đó.
One of my favorite vegetarian dishes, I think.
Hành xào
This
với
one
cái gì?
is the alu gobi, which is cauliflower in a really beautiful looking curry. Okay, and then this dish is alu bhaji,
cái đó là
which
cà
is
ri.
potatoes. They look, you can see a
Còn
little
cái
bit
này là
of
củ
golden
hành
edge on
với
them,
lại
onions,
một khoai tây.
and yeah, mostly that, and maybe some chilies in there as well. I gotta go in for that chili paneer for my first bite.
Cái cục trắng trắng nó không biết cái cục
Wrap
gì
it
à.
into a bite. Oh, and I got a little bonus
Ở đây
potatoes on the
nó không có
side.
cho cái gì hết, là sao mà bóc không vậy? Mấy người kia có ăn muỗng kìa.
Kind of like ricotta
anh
cottage
có muỗng này nè.
cheese taste to it. And then
Sao anh bóc không
the
vậy? Em
sauce
không hiểu luôn á.
is a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy. And then what I really like are those onions, which are just half cooked, and they're also kind of caramelized, so it has a little sweet
Anh có
oniony
cái
flavor
muỗng
to
để
it.
đây mà sao không ăn? Ở đây người ta đâu có cần mình phải bóc đâu.
It's really rich and creamy. And then what I like about that is
Trong
it
nhà
has
mà.
a kind of a smoky, like charred flavor to it.
Ồ, có con đồng mấy hả?
We made it back
Rẻ
to
quá
the
vậy.
house now. It's been an excellent
Bây
first
giờ
day and a
sắp
warm
hết cái
welcome
phần
to
này rồi nha các
Bhutan.
bạn. Chút xíu ta
Thank you,
tiếp tục
big
cái
thank
phần
you to
kế nha.
Matt, for showing us around and for all that delicious food today. And today was my first Bhutanese meal, which, yeah, it was sensational. I loved it. I didn't know there was so much cheese involved in Bhutanese food, and it was delicious. I'm really wiped out right now. I'm really tired, so I'm about to go to sleep right now. There is a heater going, so it should be nice and toasty tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And see you tomorrow for day 2 in Bhutan. Get that.
Bây giờ ta tiếp tục thêm mặt quen nhé.
Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Wiens with migrationology.com. Hello. Hello. How are you?
Where from you?
America. And my wife is from Thailand.
Thailand, no.
Thailand, yes.
Sawadee ha, something like I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Sawadee krap. Have a great day.
Yes, thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you so much.
He was a really friendly man, as are many people we have met here. But it is a really beautiful sunny morning in Thimphu. It's still a bit cold, but we are walking down to the center of town, and we are heading first to a cafe for a cup of coffee and a little bit of breakfast, and then from there we have a couple
Bây
more
giờ
restaurants to visit today.
Anh vô uống cà phê
It's
cái
going to be
đã,
another good day in Thimphu, I
rồi
believe.
anh mới đi đâu.
This cafe is called Art Cafe, and they have some outside seating, but they also have a nice, really cozy indoor area. And we chose to sit right next to the fireplace, so I even had to take off my jacket, and I'm feeling toasty in here. But coffee has just arrived. Check out the size of this cup of coffee. That's like a soup bowl. As a comparison, since it's kind of hard to see how big this cup is, just check it out next to my face. It's huge. I like that. Oh, that's really, really hot. This is a dish, and it's Bhutanese style fried rice with chicken, and served. I like how
Cái
they
này có
served
$2
it.
39
that
nè.
is solid.
Cơm
They served it
chiên.
in a coffee cup as well, one of these giant coffee cups, and
Cơm
of
chiên
course
mà nó
served
đựng ở
with
trong cái
more
tách
chili
cà phê
sauce,
luôn à.
which can never be a bad thing. I think it might be easier if I dump it all onto
Ồ,
the
nó
plate. That was just solid
đổ ra
boiled in
ngoài
there.
cái dĩa
All
ăn
the
hả?
dry chilies. I can smell the aroma of those chilies. There's some chicken in here, chilies, and looks like green beans.
Cơm chiên gì mà sao thấy không có thịt thà bao
Some
nhiêu hết
chicken
trơn
and
à.
a chili in that bite.
À, có thịt gà ở trong á.
It's all about those dry chilies. They're so fragrant.
Mà có
Put 'em
vẻ
on with
là
this chili
cơm
sauce, though,
cơm nhiều hơn
wouldn't
thịt.
hurt. Oh, there's another piece of chicken.
Hình như hồi nãy là có thấy có $2 mấy à, rẻ
It's
quá
not
trời.
as spicy as it looks, but it is very, very fragrant. You can really taste those dry chilies, and I think they added a bunch of green onions. That was really good. I love how the main seasoning ingredient are dried chilies. We're gonna sit here and relax for a little bit. Oh, I think the power just went out. We're walking through downtown Thimphu, and we got a phone now with a local number, but we need to buy some top-up credit. So I'm gonna stop into that little tiny store. That was successful. We put in 100 nu, which
Anh
is
mua cái SIM mới hay sao đó đồng mấy à?
$1.50 or somewhere around that. We are walking towards the Royal Textile Museum. In Bhutan, the culture is very well preserved, and when you're walking
Giờ
around,
anh
you
đi xuống
see
cái viện bảo
the
tàng nha.
majority of people wearing the traditional style of clothing. And so this museum, I hope, will give us an education and teach us about the different textiles as well as the traditional styles of dress.
Phố xá rồi nhìn thấy cũng đẹp
which
quá
are a
ha.
really big part of Bhutanese culture. It cost $250 for entrance, and
cái này
unfortunately they didn't
cái
allow
vé
any
đi vô $3
photography
mà gần
inside,
$4
so I
nha.
couldn't take any videos inside. But there was one room showing a collection of royal textiles and clothing, which was really impressive. And then there was another big room showing the different styles and weaves and clothing and attire of different areas of Bhutan. It hasn't been all that long since breakfast, but it is now time for lunch. And it's a good thing walking around Thimphu requires some energy because of the hills so that we can work off all that food
Bây
before the next
giờ
meal. We walked
ảnh
back to
trên
the
cái
clock
hướng anh
tower,
đi xuống là
which
ảnh
is
ăn trưa nè.
kind of, the center Times Square of Thimphu, if you can call it that. But the restaurant we're going to is called Musk Restaurant, and it's right behind the clock tower,
Ảnh
right next to
đi
the
vô cái
hotel.
nhà hàng này
They
nha.
have some seating out in the front as well as a dining area in the middle. But we came to the back room, which has a sofa and some nice seating, so we're relaxing back here.
Oh.
I know the food is going to be delicious, and she did actually just ordered us a bunch of dishes. And the owner, she has really explained to me that she really strives to serve home-cooked food, and it really does feel like we are at a home. The food looks incredibly delicious.
Cũng
This is
nhiều
a
đồ ăn quá,
sizzling beef
ba
dish,
bốn
and when
thứ.
it came out, it was just sizzling away. There are pieces of beef here. I think there
Cái
are
này là bò
potatoes,
nha.
carrots, and cauliflower onto the
gà
rice.
hả?
This one is spicy chicken, and
không, cái này
you
là
can see all
gà
those
nè.
chilies, the chicken, and then a handful of cilantro on top. I'm gonna put one of these pieces onto my rice. Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay. Okay. And this one is the one that really
này là
catches
bò.
my attention.
Bò xào với lại
just
ớt khô
loaded
nha.
with red chilies, and this
Cái này
looks
thấy cà bò
incredibly
ngon à.
good.
Ngon nhưng mà cay ạ.
Oh,
Nhưng
look
mà
at
anh
just
này
all
không có
those
ngán đâu.
hanging chilies. It's a beautiful thing. Set this
Anh
down
này cái gì
onto
chứ
the
ăn ớt
rice.
anh ăn là thấy
And then
là
not
thầy chạy
forgetting
luôn
the
á.
pork ribs, which are, what is this one cooked in?
Có
This is just cooked in
sườn heo nữa à?
garlic, tomato, onion, and a little bit of soybean sauce.
The final seasoning, this is a bamboo shoot, and these are
có
chilies actually. They look
măng
like
nữa.
tomatoes, but they are chilies, and they are called fireball chilies, so they're supposed to be very spicy. This is a Nepali pickle, and it's called tamba acha. Stick that onto my plate. A little fireball.
Cái đó là
I
đồ
love the
chua
name of
nha.
that. Okay, I'm gonna start with that sizzling beef while it's still hot. Let me try to take off a piece. Oh, that looks like chicken. Is it chicken also?
I think it's chicken and meat. Chicken.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Oh no, we said it was
Gà hay
For
cá?
chicken. Oh, anyways.
it was beef and chicken.
Anyways, chicken is fine. Chicken is fine. Okay, actually, it is chicken,
Yeah.
which is fine. And then chicken, sizzling chicken. Let me add a little more of that sauce. And okay.
Gà.
Oh, you can taste that like sizzling iron flavor of it. It's like just a really, really good brown gravy. Oh, and ginger. I just got some ginger in there. That ginger is really nice. I think these are cubes of beef with this chili, which looks outrageously good. Oh, look at that. Now that
Ngon
is
à.
good. All that beef
Ăn
is
không biết cái này
tender.
nó tính nhiều chắc
And then
rẻ
those
chứ không có mắc đâu.
chilies are, yeah, again, just extremely fragrant.
Ăn hai ba
And
thứ cũng
I
ngon
can
quá
taste
mà.
the garlic and ginger in there, as well as the cilantro. I think I'm gonna move into the achar with the fireball now, and I might break. Okay. Should I? Okay. Yeah, this should not be eaten in one bite. Amazing. You could definitely mistaken this for a cherry tomato. Yeah. I'm sure
Cái
many
này có
people
cay hay
have.
không mà sao thấy nó bự quá hả?
Okay. I'm
Ớt
just gonna
nhật
taste a little bit.
làm
Maybe
chua
with-
nha.
Oh, a little bit of that chicken. Some of that fireball. Oh, yeah. Fireball has a kick to it. That's for sure. But that chicken curry is also really good. And additionally, with
Gà
the
mà
chili
gà nấu
from
cà
that
ri nha.
fireball, it's in a pickle, which is a little bit sour, and it has the bamboo shoots.
Còn
It's like a
măng
little bit
với ớt
sour
đó là nó làm
and
chua.
a little bit mustardy.
Yes.
Is there mustard seed in there? Or
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mustard seed and mustard oil.
oh, pick it up. Okay. Okay, I got the okay to pick up the rib with my finger. So this is the pork rib. It is dark and it looks really tender.
Cái
And
đó
it
là
just looks
sườn
like it has a
heo,
caramelized
sườn heo
edge
chiên
around
đó
it.
nha. Sườn heo roti á.
Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, it's so tender. And then, yeah, it does have like a caramelized, oniony flavor to it. It's like barbecue ribs, but Nepali, Bhutanese
sườn
style.
heo nướng.
This is all incredibly good food, but I think this
Nướng
beef
chứ
and
không
the
phải là
chili
roti.
with that extra fireball, I think this might be the ultimate dish. It is so
Còn cái này
good.
là bò xào với lại
Oh, I'm gonna
ớt khô.
sneak on a little more beef onto my plate. Oh, and those chilies. Look at those chilies are just awesome. I love how they're just so roughly cut and this achar is really good as well.
Did you find it hot?
A little bit, but not too hot. Yeah, these fireballs. Yeah, those are like delicious chili tomatoes. But I think one bite is not a good idea. But you can definitely break them up and put them, maybe mix a little bit of that with some
anh
of
đâu
that
có
beef.
ngán cay sao bây giờ mà anh xẻ nó ra thì không biết. Chắc cái này nó cay dữ lắm. Ăn quá trời ớt mà, vừa ớt khô mà ớt chua, ớt đầu nữa.
The combination of that beef chili, well, actually all the dishes, and this achar with the fireballs is just sensational. It's blowing my taste buds into beautiful flavors. But the owner, her mom actually makes this pickle, and so it's homemade. And these chilies, they do definitely have a fireball kick to them, and they are brilliant with that bamboo shoot, and then just garnishing each bite with a little bit of this chili and beef. Oh wow, it's just sensational. Oh yeah, just beautiful. Oh man, that was just breathtakingly delicious. I am about to lean back on the sofa, and I have a green tea now to ease myself. I am
Dạ là anh no
extremely
quá
happy
rồi.
after that meal, and a major thank you to the owner Dickie for hosting us
Đó,
here
cái nhà hàng
and
đó là
for
Musk Restaurant
generosity.
á.
Hot green tea at the end is a great way to end this delicious meal. And then, of course, leaning back on the sofa.
Ăn xong rồi lạnh.
We are walking out of the house now. It is approaching dinner time, but I have to admit, that was a really big lunch. I'm still pretty full, but we are walking back into town, and we're going to, I think we're having Bhutanese food for dinner.
Bây giờ ảnh đi trở lên phố, hình như là ảnh đi vô để ảnh ăn tối nè.
Hello, I think we have reservation for Mark.
And then this restaurant is called Bhutan Orchid Restaurant. On the top floor of a little complex, they just offered me some traditional Bhutanese rice wine served in a little
Cái
wooden
nhà
bowl.
hàng này nó đặc
So
biệt
this
hơn
will be
nhà
a
hàng
first
nãy
for me.
chút nha. Hình như nó cho uống rượu á.
Oh wow! Oh, that's sour, and tastes like rice wine, but a little bit sour. And they just brought us out a
Rượu
bunch
mà nó
of
chua.
food. I think that's like
Chà,
6
còn ở đây
different
đồ
dishes,
phụ tùng nhiều
but
quá
really
vậy.
beautifully presented in wooden bowls, which is the
Cơm ở đây
traditional
sao nó đen thui
Bhutanese
ha.
bowl style. And then also we have a bowl of
Hồi
buckwheat
nãy anh ăn đằng
noodles.
kia không có thấy anh
These
để
look
giá
really
là
good.
bao nhiêu.
Oh man, it almost looks like soba.
Cái này là mì
And I
Ý
think
ha.
soba. I think Japanese soba is buckwheat as well. It's dumplings made also with buckwheat flour, and so they are. You can see they're darker in color than the white ones, and I think they're filled with cheese, kewa datsi, which is with
Cái đó
potatoes and
giống
cheese, and then this one
như
is
là
the
hoành thánh
emadatsi,
vậy
which
hả?
is the
Còn này
chilies
là
and
đồ chua
cheese,
nè.
and that is loaded with chilies. Oh yeah, that's the priority of chilies right there. This one is a minced beef dish, and it looks like there are onions and tomatoes in
Cái này
here.
là thịt cà ri nha.
And then finally, this is just cabbage, I
À,
think
rồi,
lightly stir fried,
cải
she
bắp,
said, with some
cải bắp
oyster
xào.
sauce. I'm gonna have a little bit of that datsi with this bite. That chili is a little bit spicy. I'd like to try some of these buckwheat noodles. Maybe I'll just try it plain, but I'm sure with some cheese sauce, that would be nice. They're a little bit sticky. They almost have a little bit of a spinachy flavor to them as well.
Cái này là cái gì? Thịt
Those
ở
are
trong à?
excellent. I think it's spinach. It's mostly spinach inside, with maybe just a little bit of cheese, but not overdone on the
Cái gì ở
cheese.
trong mà
We
đen
just
thui không
finished
biết.
dinner at Bhutan Orchid Restaurant. I could taste the quality of the food, the cheese. Nothing was too greasy, and the flavors were really well blended.
Sắp
I
hết cái phần này rồi nha các bạn. Có gì
like
ta
maxed out
tiếp
for
tục
the
cái
day.
phần sau
I
nhé.
am full. I think the only thing I can do right now is go back to the house and lay down. So we're gonna catch a cab back home. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And I will see you tomorrow for another day in Bhutan. Cottage cheese and then stir fried in butter.
Bây giờ ta tiếp tục với anh mặt quen nhé.
Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Weens with migrationology.com. Made it through another night in Pobjika. It was another icy, cold night, and one of the reasons it's so cold is
Đêm
because
nó
there's
lạnh dữ
no
lắm à.
heating
Giờ này mà
in
ảnh
the
là còn nằm ở trên
rooms.
giường.
So, in many of these farmhouses, they have just the wood fire burning stove, but then once you get in your room, you're on your own with the blankets and and so it is freezing cold, but I kept pretty warm apart from my nose last night, and I am ready to start another day here in Pobjika.
Hello, good morning.
Cái vùng này là cái vùng mà nó ở
Were
dưới
you warm last night?
cái chân của HY MÁ LЕP SiN, tức là Himalaya đó. Thành ra trên này là nó lạnh dữ lắm, vùng cao mà.
You gotta have that's the freshest milk you've ever had. Unfortunately, I missed when she was milking the cow, but she milked the cow this morning, and then she just brought the milk to a quick boil just
Cái
to
này
kill
là
bacteria.
sữa
So
nó
this
mới
is
nặng ở
just
trong con
straight
bò
milk.
ra đó nha.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is really good. It's still hot because it just came to a boil. And for breakfast today, Cheche made some oats. So this is not traditional, but it will be good instead of rice for breakfast this morning. So oatmeal, and then I'm going to eat all the Bhutanese dishes along with it, which sounds delicious. This one is some of that beef and chilies from last night. Oh, right on the oatmeal. Oh, and some of those turnip, those radish. This is some potatoes with a little bit of chilies. And then this one is an omelet with a little bit of chili in it, I think.
Cái này là trứng chiên.
And then finally the eze. This one looks like it has a lot of onions in it. Very heavy on the onions, and I think this will very much enhance oatmeal. And then there's also a bowl of raw carrots, which are just sliced up, and these are right from their garden right outside. Let me just taste one. Oh yeah. Those are sweet, and they're really soft, really juicy as well. Oh, let me scoop up some oatmeal and eze. Really like the onions in there, and then it has a sour flavor to it as well, and then all the dried chilies.
Sáng này ăn cũng đơn giản.
I think that works pretty well. I think oftentimes oats, many people tend to think of oats kind of as something that you should eat with sweet things like fruit and with cinnamon and sugar, but I think it works quite well as a savory starch as well. Yeah, along with salty dishes, it can work well. And I think that's delicious. Also got a cup of power tea, and by power tea, I
Cái
mean
này
butter
là
tea.
trà nha. chắc trà mà nó trộn sữa trong á.
Oh yeah.
Thấy đục á.
Oh, that has a really good roasted flavor, like a, just slightly like fire tasting. Oh yeah. It's another good cup of suja.
Bây giờ anh đi đâu mà anh đang
We are
đứng?
getting ready to head out, so we're all packed up. But right as we were leaving, there are some black-necked cranes that have landed just on the outside of the fence. We just took a short drive, and from here we're going to take a short walk around Pobjika Valley.
Bây giờ anh đi bộ đi xuống dưới cái thung lũng này nè. Không biết đi đâu. Chắc đi xuống dưới này ngắm cảnh chơi.
We are kind of circling around the valley, and we are walking through the forest. The forest is beautiful, and something interesting about the trees is that they have, I think it's called hanging beard, which is a lichen that hangs from some of the pine trees here, and it kind of gives a spooky, eerie feeling to the trees.
Ở đây cây thông nhiều quá ha. Mấy con chim nó bay cái vùng ở trên này á, chim đồ này kia nọ là cũng nó khác hơn cái vùng ở dưới đồng bằng nha. Vùng trên này là mấy cái con vật sống ở trên núi không.
We just took a drive for about 30 minutes to another village, but still in Pobjika Valley, but kind of down a side valley. And we have just arrived to one of Cheche's friends who also operates a farm stay, and we're going to have lunch here and just hang out for a bit. Wow, check out all these turnips.
Anh lên
drying
xe
in the
anh đi
sun.
30 phút anh tới đây nè, cái chỗ cái nông trại của người bạn, và anh ở đây anh ăn trưa luôn á.
가성을 안 지키고 없는데 찜지 니고 하나 왔다 좀. 비슷해. 나오면 하다 떠나미다 또 잘. But she said he didn't recognize it because I hadn't seen him since he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Ở bên này sao mà họ ăn cơm cái gạo mà nó đỏ đỏ vậy không ha? Làm như cái gạo này là cái gạo mà họ giả bằng tay hay
really
sao
nice
á?
veranda balcony out here,
Tức là gạo lứt á.
and so I decided to come out here to eat. This is lom, which are the turnip leaves, and yesterday, I think it was just yesterday, we had them, but they were dry, but these are fresh ones. There's some pork in there, and there's some chilies. This one is a little bit of the shamudatsi, which is mushrooms with cheese.
Cái
And
đó
then
là
over here
nấm
is
rơm,
an omelet with some chilies in
rồi
it, dry chili
trứng
flakes,
với
I
lại
think.
heo.
And then you cannot have a meal. The foundation of the meal is the eze, that chili sauce there. Still
Với
gonna be
lại
practicing
có
my Bhutanese
ớt
style finger
ớt
eating.
khô đó.
Oh yeah, got a piece of rice, and let me go in for some of that turnip leaves. Oh, those are wonderful. They have a little bit of a bitter taste to them.
Ở đây
which I
mấy cái
really like.
người kia họ ăn
And
họ
then
có bóc về không mà sao
It's
anh
kind of
này
similar
bóc
to
không hiểu.
spinach. That omelet there. Oh, that omelet looks good, and I'm sure it's going to be even better with some of that eze on it.
Chắc mấy cái dân này đây họ bóc luôn hay sao á? Thấy họ lấy muỗng họ ăn mà.
Yeah, that is awesome. Oh, that is a
Khi nào mà người
delicious
ta
omelet.
ăn bóc á, là
And
mình
then
cũng
that
phải bóc
eze,
mình ăn luôn.
I think it is. There's some kind of sour fruit. It might be that tree tomato. and then it has a really strong flavor of those dry chili flakes, which I love, and that's basically the flavors that I'm tasting. Let me try some more of the that shamudatsi.
Có
For every bite of rice, you can just kind of make
phô mai trong đó
a
nữa.
ball, then dip in with some of those mushrooms.
Cái đó nấm rơm.
Oh, those mushrooms are spectacular. A little bit rubbery in a good kind of way, and then just a very light cheese sauce. This is simple food, but it is really good. I think that pretty much all these ingredients are right here from this area, maybe even all from their farm, but really, yeah, just a simple, delicious meal. And I could eat rice plus the omelet plus that chili sauce all day long. Oh, this is good food. And that dried chili is really sweet. It almost tastes like a sun-dried tomato. It's almost that
Nó hơi ớt
sweet.
khô đó, nó ngọt dữ lắm.
Finished with lunch. Lunch was delicious. We're now just gonna walk around the village a little bit and just leisurely enjoy the scenes and the village.
Giờ anh đi ra anh ngắm cảnh ở trong cái làng này chút xíu, cái vùng này nè.
I really love the ladders in Bhutan. Check out this ladder. This is just straight up a log that has just been chiseled out with footsteps. Such antique and cool ladders.
Cái đó là cái thang đó.
And then you gotta step over.
Cái thang họ đi qua bên kia đó, họ đi qua cái hàng rào á.
And from here, we are going to drive over to Tenzin's house. Tenzin, he has been our driver for the last few days. He's an awesome guy, and he's from this village just by luck. So we're going to go to his house and hang out for a little bit now.
Bây giờ anh đi qua cái nhà của cái anh tài xế mà mấy bữa nay anh lái xe anh chở anh này đi đó. Anh ở gần đây nè. Anh đi xuống với cái nhà anh chắc lát nữa anh ăn chiều ở đó luôn. Ở đây nè.
Sitting on a yak skin rug. Oh, that's good. And snacking on a little bit of crunchy rice. It's such a good snack. And everybody serves it. But it's so good. It's so crunchy. And it's like the perfect tea snack.
Anh ăn cái gì đó không Vinh? Đậu rang hay là gì á?
We are just arriving at our next farm state, and they are doing some road repairs. So we parked a little ways in the back, and we're just going to walk into the house.
Anh đi bộ vô cái nhà của anh đó nè.
This is a huge house, and Ying and I have a huge room. Very, very spacious, probably the most spacious Bhutanese farmhouse stay that we have had so far, and really nice, even a nice view from our window as well. Wow. In Bhutan, it is very customary as soon as guests arrive to serve tea as well as friends, and so I can never resist having a cup of tea. It's always, I think it's a fantastic custom. And I just got to show this to you. This is the puffed rice, which is the snack that is always served with
Còn cái
tea.
đó là gạo
And there
rang
is
á.
an entire blob of butter right there in the middle. So I think you can mix it
Gạo
in
nổ á.
with some butter if you would like. I probably will skip on the butter, but
Gạo
that is
nổ ăn với
awesome.
bơ.
Crunchy rice with an entire block of butter sitting right there in the middle.
cái này nào cái mua sái lồng cái này sushi mua sái lồng cái này sushi đó mày
That's nice and fresh tasting. Very crispy. We are sitting down for another beautiful Bhutanese feast this evening, and a couple of different dishes from what we have been normally eating. What is cool here is that she
Bây giờ
gave
anh
us
ăn
the
cơm
traditional
chiều ở đây nè.
wooden bowls, which are always fun to eat out of. And this is a dish right here, which is the local cottage cheese right from the cows, and then it is, I think, just kind
phô mai đó.
of fried in butter. And then we got hard-boiled eggs, the
trứng
emadatsi,
trứng
which is
luộc.
the chilies and cheese, and then some really good-looking
Rồi
eze, which is made with green chilies, and
ớt
also
xào.
I think there looks like there's some cottage cheese in there as well as tree tomatoes. Okay, I'm gonna make a ball of rice, and I gotta go in for some of that cottage cheese with butter. Oh, that feels like scrambled eggs. Oh wow. Yeah, just like the purest cottage cheese ever. It's like condensed cottage cheese and then stir fried in butter. That is rich and really good. Okay, I'm gonna move in for some of that eze and the emadatsi. You can immediately taste that tree tomato that has that sourish, fruity flavor to it, and then those green chilies. I love the taste of green chilies because they have a kind of a maybe a stronger. They have a strong, like fresh taste to them, and then a bowl of dal. Oh yeah. Oh, that is really good dal as well.
Bây giờ là cũng sắp
Very
hết rồi nha
smooth.
các bạn.
And
Hy vọng là
maybe
các
just
bạn
flavored with some cilantro and maybe just a few chili
thích
flakes in
thú
there.
với cái chuyến
Or is that just in my bowl?
thăm
And then
viếng
this
này.
last dish is potatoes
Ở nơi
with
một
the
cái
dried beef.
quốc
And it looks like
gia
there's some onions in there as well.
bé tí
I have it in
này
a side bowl, but I think I'll just add some to
ở trên cái vùng núi
rice.
của HY MÁ LЕP SiN, và có những cái món ăn đặc sản rất là lạ. Hy vọng là cũng là cái niềm vui nho nhỏ cho chúng ta để mà biết được những cái món ăn của những cái người trên cái vùng núi đó.
Oh,
Những người dân ở đây đó là cái tập
dried beef
quán
is
gần
awesome.
giống người
And
Tây
then
Tạng lắm.
hard-boiled egg. I'm gonna try to.
Thấy cái con người của họ,
Scoop on some of that
cái
eze.
da, cái này nọ là
I
giống
mean,
vậy
it's
không?
hard to balance the eze on top of that egg.
Dân người ta rất là hiền hậu,
Okay.
mà cũng nghèo chứ không có giàu. Cả nước mà có
You cannot go wrong with egg
500-600
cooked
ngàn
in
dân
any
mà
fashion with eze.
Bé nhỏ
And any
quá,
made in
bé
any
tí.
way as well. That was another delicious
Thôi
home-cooked
có gì
meal
là
in
xin tạm biệt
Bhutan.
các bạn.
Thank you
Hẹn
all
gặp
very
lại
much for
ở
watching
cái
today's vlog. Please remember to give it a
clip du
thumbs
lịch
up
sau
if you
nhé.
enjoyed it.
Bye bye.
And I will see you tomorrow.